my goodness. Are we going to Napa? This is the perfect amount of adventure. Someone planned a really sweet surprise. This afternoon, we are flying to Napa for my little birthday trip. In case you missed it, we just very much happened to luck into a reservation at my dream restaurant that I've always wanted to go to on my birthday at 7 p.m. because somebody randomly canceled, and that was the time that they canceled. And I was like, yeah, we're going to Napa. But I thought it would be fun to start off this vlog while I'm getting ready with y'all and talk about my dreams and goals for 28. It is my last day of being 27. 27 was a very formative year. I feel like every year since 21 for me was a very formative year, and maybe that's just your 20s. This is a weird thing. I very, very, very much identify with being odd numbers. Ages like 17, 19, 21, 23, 25, 27. Those all feel right. Even numbers for some reason just feel wrong. I don't feel like I'm supposed to be an even number. I'm pretty confident that this next year will be like a steady year. Planting roots, being present, all those sorts of things. So if y'all are okay with like a very chatty first majority of this vlog, I wrote down some things that I am wanting to really focus on. Goals, achievements, personality shifts, or rather like things I want to encourage myself to follow and to do. Let's dive into it. Let's dive into this list. One of the biggest things I wrote down that I've started doing, and I really want to make like a theme of 28, is to follow the stoke. Following the stoke is like a phrase that Jordy always says. Really seeking out the things that truly excite me, namely in work. Ever since coming back from my break, I have shifted my mentality, and I won't do the things that don't excite me that day, and I'll go out of my ways to try something new that really excites me. And I feel like people can just feel that from you, and it feels different. It feels more fun to watch when you can tell someone's genuinely excited about what they're doing, and it feels less fun to watch if someone feels like very, very deep down subconsciously they weren't really necessarily wanting to do that day, but they felt like they had to. I want to encourage myself to just put everything through that little assessment of, am I stoked to do this? Because if so, let's do it. And if not, let's put that on the back burner and let's reassess at a different time. Maybe I'll be stoked about it later. Maybe it'll evolve and change and ebb and flow. Who even knows? I would love to create something consistently with Jordy. I'm still trying to figure out what that is in terms of like what feels healthiest for us. We both want to work on something together and create something together because that's very much his love language, and I think it's fun too. So maybe that's a proper podcast. Maybe we have a show concept that we literally might just self-produce and, spend a year in pre-production trying to do. Maybe I've been dabbling a little bit more in his music world and like writing some things with him. Maybe it's consistently doing that. I want to do it for two reasons. For us to feel like we have that connection of like building something and creating something together, and to put something out into the world that feels like valuable and helpful to people. The test of what I don't want to do is do something just to diversify income or further a business or find a new income stream or, essentially monetize our marriage. So we'll figure out exactly what that thing is, but we want to like set aside, 1/2 day a week to consistently do something, work on something, build something, create something together. 28, I want to explore the concept of privacy in some capacity. I don't know what that looks like yet, but I feel like my whole life I have been very called to, or rather I put it on myself of just like sharing everything all the time with everybody, and especially with my job, like filming so much of my life, sharing every thought that comes into my head, sharing just so much. And I've recently been like hearing more people talk about this concept that privacy is power. And especially as I'm probably a couple years away from motherhood, I want to implement a lot more privacy for my future kids' sake. And so I think starting to dabble and figuring out like, what are some things that I want to keep just for myself? What are some things that I want to keep private? I've been playing around with this new product. This is called the Miracle Balm from Jones Road Beauty. It's such an interesting, cool product because it's super versatile, and I've been able to work with Jones Road Beauty on a previous video. I'm getting to work with them again on today's video. I have it in a couple colors. Like I have a more blushy color and I have a more kind of bronzy color, but you break this by like warming it up with your finger, and then it's a balm that you can use kind of as like a highlighter, a bronzer, a blush, kind of whatever you want. And I love how just natural, dewy, glowy it looks. I brought some of these products to play with my mom because people with mature skin like swear by it. And it looks so good on her, just glowy and youthful and bright and vibrant. And so I've been having fun playing around with adding this on top of my foundation after I like powder it to bring some glow back. They gave me a link actually that you can get a free mini mascara if you spend at least $85 on your first purchase with them. So the pink one can also be used as like a lip product. You can use it for anything, which is awesome. But where was I? Be available, be present, be spontaneous. I want to just be the type of person that doesn't fill up her calendar so much to where I can't say yes if a friend's like, hey, I'm in your neighborhood. Can I swing over to say hi real quick? I don't want to always be like, oh my gosh, I'm gone, or oh my gosh, I'm fill in the blank. I want to be like, yeah, come over. I'll make you a coffee. You know, I just want to be able to be present and spontaneous. And that comes with increasing my capacity by doing less and committing to less. And so that's a big goal of mine for 28. Probably the second biggest theme for 28 is not allowing people to steal my joy. I think I've just had this kind of like breakthrough realization that something is always going to try to steal your joy. Day-to-day life. Like even if you don't live on the internet, just someone's going to cut you off at a red light and honk at you. And you're like, you're the one that did that, and like could just totally make you mad for the next 3 hours. But you know what? It is totally up to you if they succeed in stealing your joy or not. It's inevitable that people are going to try. Things are going to happen. There's going to be like frustrating, annoying things, but it is fully in your control about how you process that mentally and emotionally and how much you let that ruin for yourself. Be more comfortable with boundaries, just enforcing boundaries, asking for boundaries. We essentially run like a little bit of a hotel here. We have someone constantly. We have pretty much somebody staying here almost every night until July. And I have struggled with boundaries with house guests historically because of my work. Like I'm like, okay, well this is essentially my office and there's just people in it all the time. And Jordy has really encouraged me to get better about voicing what I need and doing that whole thing. So that's gonna be hard for me, but I am going to try my best to enforce boundaries a little bit more. Ask for what I need. And then two kind of random smaller things. One is I think it would be fun to host like a fancy dinner once a month for even if it's just a couple or like a small group of friends. And then lastly, my last final goal is to get strong. I've been actually doing so good. I've been doing Pilates 3 days a week and I get sore. Like I feel my muscles getting stronger and I'm able to do more. And I've also been walking uphill on my treadmill probably 2 days a week. Maybe I should do more, but I've been sticking to movement for the hope of strength. And I've been really proud of myself because I feel like gradually, it's so gradual. And that's why it's easy to get discouraged. But I feel like gradually I've been getting stronger and stronger. Those are all the ones I wrote down. So thanks for getting ready with me. We got about 3 hours till we're leaving. I still don't know what I'm wearing to dinner tomorrow. I packed that dress from Express that we tried on yesterday. I packed a vintage dress from the 40s. I packed an old dress that I got from like an event I did with Anthropology literally in 2022. I might have threw in like literally a fourth option. I'm just gonna feel it out when I'm there because I just don't know the vibe. I just don't know the vibe. Okay, we're getting close to time. I just gotta go do what we call a dummy check upstairs. Make sure that upstairs is good to go for our guest. Oh, I should take out the trash too. Okay, we're about to head to the airport. The good news is we just got a new parking garage at our airport. And so it makes sense financially to park there if you're going for less than like 4 days. Otherwise it makes more sense to Uber. But Ubers from our house are literally $70. It's insane. So since it's a 2-night trip, I'm really, really glad that we don't have to take an Uber because I also really don't like taking Ubers. I get car sick every time. So let's go. Yountville. But here's a little room tour. I haven't seen all of the room yet. I'm excited to see the grounds in the daylight too. We got a little desk space over here. And this is so nice. A complimentary bottle of wine, they said. Little Nespresso situation. Here's the bed. This is so cute. Look, Mr. Searcy and Mrs. Janse. And some little chocolates. Wow. Opa! Wow. This is a, oh wow. The shower's over on this side. This is a big bathroom. It's got a double vanity and a massive tub. Okay. Okay, that's room tour. We'll see more tomorrow when the sun is out, but it's already late and it's dark, and we'll see what we do tomorrow, if anything. It might be raining. We have no plans besides dinner, so all vibes. The next day, it's already 11. Is it 11 almost? That's crazy. 28. We slept in, ordered some coffee. They had a little breakfast in the lobby, which I didn't go see because Jordy went to go get some snacks and stuff this morning. And then we opened, he packed some small gifts, which was really sweet. This is one of the things I'm most excited for. I really wanted this ice roller, but it is so absurdly overpriced. But I've always just been curious about this one. It's from the Skinny Confidential. And I will say, you get what you pay for, unfortunately. I really wanted to dislike it so I could tell people it's not worth it because it's just so stupidly overpriced. But we didn't even put it in ice. We just put it in the mini fridge for a couple minutes and it got so cold, I think, because this is like metal. Anyways, it's not raining, which is crazy. It's actually sunny. It was supposed to be rainy and cold all day, but now it looks like the rain's not gonna start until 6 p.m. But the hotel does have really cute like cruiser bikes that you can just borrow for free. You don't even have to check them out. They're just sitting in front of the hotel. Also, I didn't realize how much Thomas Keller just owns Yountville. I was clicking on these restaurants like, oh, this one's interesting. And when you click on it on maps, at the bottom of the website says thomaskeller.com to like every single spot I clicked on. There's a really famous kind of bakery pastry spot that he owns that could be fun to go look in. I'm sure there's not a single thing gluten-free, but maybe we bike to there this afternoon and then come home and get properly cute for tonight. I'm kind of guessing. I'm leaning towards wearing my 1940s dress. I brought fashion tape to tape up all the seams that have fallen out. And it smells a little bit like a thrift shop. I think I got it dry cleaned once, but it still kind of smells like a thrift store. That's okay. Nothing some perfume can't fix, right? Can I come in? Yeah. Do I need a magic word? Okay. Apparently our hotel does like free mimosas all morning until 11 and then free wine until 3. I don't know. Jordy was like, do you want me to go get you a mimosa? And I was like, no, but you know what sounds so good is grapefruit juice. And he was like, I'm gonna try to find you some grapefruit juice. He couldn't find any at the hotel, so he's driving around Yountville trying to find grapefruit juice. And he just called me, he was like, oops, so I got a lot of surprises. I don't know what that means, but we will find out. But I am just about ready, trying to save my hair for dinner tonight. I am really excited to adventure around on bikes. My Oura ring says I'm not doing great. I don't know, my like temperature is elevated, my heart rate variance is pretty bad. I'm supposed to start my period like today or tomorrow, so maybe it's just that. Okay, yeah, just gotta figure out a outfit that's bikeable, and I think Jordy should be back any minute. We'll see what the heck he even found. He also said he has a surprise he wants to take me to later too. So apparently he got a surprise and then also has a surprise to go to. We'll find out what all of that even means. Oh look, he made me a little charcuterie gift basket. Olives, I'm actually quite hungry, so
I figured maybe
a little snack to tie us over till dinner. I'm so afraid of ruining my appetite for dinner, but I am quite hungry. This is perfect. Oh, you're so
I love you. Happy birthday.
Thank you. There's a basket. I like the seat height is probably good. It's been a long time since I've rode a bike. Okay, I'm gonna put my vlog cam in this basket and hope for the best. While we were were just biking along and then I heard a massive crash behind me and I was like, uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. I don't want to look back and see Jordy on the ground. But I looked back and he was fine. Just pieces of his bike were on the ground. And I was like, what happened? He was like, I don't know. It literally just fell apart. Like his whole seat was in like 4 different pieces. So he's walking his bike back. I gotta see if he can get a different one. And I'm just gonna keep wandering around by myself. Look at this beauty that I found. Probably doesn't translate on camera. The vineyards aren't alive yet. I have made this mistake in the past coming to like wine country in February, but March, still not quite here. But it's just like vineyards and hills. I don't know if you consider those hills or mountains, but it's so pretty. I'm just in like a random neighborhood and this is just like the backdrop of it. It's gorgeous. Also, the weather today, I feel so lucky. It is like 70 something degrees and sunny, and all week it's been saying it's gonna be in the 40s and raining. So thank you, God. What a blessing. Look who found me. What'd they say?
I said, whoops.
They just say sorry. At least they didn't say you broke it.
No.
We doing store, we doing coffee?
Which one do you want to do with to go?
I want to see whatever store you got up your sleeve.
Let's do it.
Can I follow you?
Yep.
Okay. We were driving by the bakery and we actually noticed it closes in 30 minutes. So we're doing this first. This is Bakery Bouchon. I think it's part of the Thomas Keller group. I really don't know much about it, except for a lot of people have said you should go there. I'm pretty sure there's probably nothing gluten-free, but I really just want a coffee. So I'm sure they got that. So it ends up, they said that the macarons were safely gluten-free. So I got a salted caramel latte, and look at how big these are. Oh my gosh. A massive salted caramel macaron. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. That hits. That's pretty entertaining. You gotta try it. It's rich. Someone planned a really sweet surprise.
Weapons.
There's a whole Thomas Keller store here. I think he created that cup for cup gluten-free brand.
Oh.
And I think a lot of Michelins use it. So they had a ton of gluten-free things, but we got nice knives. That's so nice.
So nice.
So nice. You got a little bit of chocolate. The guy inside the restaurant right here was like, I hope that you haven't had lunch or anything today if you're eating at French Laundry tonight. We were like, well, we haven't had lunch, but we did have brie and prosciutto and crackers and fruit and chocolate and a dessert and a latte. And I need to get hungry. We'll be fine. Honestly, I know you probably could use a nap, and I do have to review a video and send it in today. So we could take a little rest time after this, but this is the perfect amount of adventure. Just a smidgen. Mm-hmm. Is this where the marketplace entrance is?
Back to that.
It's exciting. Well, I made the mistake of starting to upload my footage from my vlog camera on this hotel Wi-Fi, and it is going so slow, and now I can't take my memory card back out because it will ruin the upload. So we are vlogging on the phone. I got all dressed. Well, I took off my shoes, but I'm wearing my little Paula baby shoes, and I've decided to wear this dress. Let me see. I can't see what you guys see because I'm on the back camera, but I'm wearing my thrifted 1940s dress. This is the one we have decided to go with. It just feels right. It just feels the most me out of all the options that I've brought. And we're about to walk over here pretty soon. So I think I'm gonna film on my phone at dinner. It is about to rain outside, which is kind of crazy timing, but I'm so glad we got a full day. We did come back to the room for a couple hours just for me to catch up on work. So fully caught up. It is getting quite misty and rainy and cold out here. We got a sunny day, so I'm not complaining. Okay, let's go to dinner. It is late night me, stuffed out of my mind here to recap this dinner. First off, The actual menu said happy birthday, Michel, which is crazy that they printed that on our menu. The first course was called Oysters and Pearls. It has a sabayon with pearl tapioca. It has oysters. It has caviar. It's like warm, buttery. It's so good. The next was a garden radish salad. This was kind of like a salad that was all on a giant cracker, which was nice because you got a bit of a crunch with every single bite. We had a couple of fish courses to follow. This was like a cabbagey ahi dish. It was really great. The Nova Scotia lobster was incredible. It was like lobster three ways. One of them was fried. One of them was just kind of poached in butter. And then there was a lobster, what would you call it? Foam? Yeah. So very lobstery, very savory, very good. The quail might have been my favorite dish of all, which I was surprised about. The mushroom tapenade was just so savory. It had the circular thing was actually a ball of spinach, but it was very buttery. There was turnips. There was a wild mushroom jus. It was incredible. And then for the next course, I actually did the upgrade to the Wagyu. They were supposed to charge me for that. They didn't. And I think that was intentional in a birthday gift, which was very kind. But it had a twice baked potato. It had this like caramelized onion. It had a bacon jus. Jordy went ahead and went with the lamb, which was like the normal thing. And he said that it was maybe almost just as good as the Wagyu. But then we get into cheese and dessert, which at this point I was stuffed. I mean, I was stuffed after the quail. So first they brought out the cheese dish, which was great. It was just like an aged cow cheese and it had some sort of a vinaigrette with it. Oh, it was a date vinaigrette. But then they bring out literally like 6 different desserts. They brought out this massive cake with a sparkler on it just for looks, just to say happy birthday. And at first I was like, oh my gosh, this is massive. But thank goodness they took it away. And then they brought out 6, 7 different things. I can't even count how many different things. It felt like dystopian, utopian. I don't know, somewhere in between. But there was a red rhubarb terrine. There was a bergamot ice cream. That's the one that looks like the egg. There was so many different things. There was like basically a cake. There was a chocolate covered hazelnut. There was, the donut holes. They made me gluten-free donut holes and cinnamon sugar. That was incredible. The thing that looks like a cappuccino almost kind of had like a coffee ice cream underneath. It was so incredible. I can't even put it into words. But thank y'all for coming along on this dinner with me. Thank you for spending my birthday with me, for coming to Napa, for coming to this crazy experience. This definitely is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. We did get to go back in the kitchen and see everything, which was amazing as well. They sent us home with a signed copy of the menu. It just so above and beyond in every way, shape, and form. And I feel so thankful to have gotten to live this bucket list dream. So thank y'all for coming along, and I love you so much, and I'll see you in another video very soon.